we go game. Okay.
Sure.
This is game 2 of
Whatever you're
Analog
ready.
versus Team Drip. Let's get into the draft over here. Like I said, expecting some targeted bans. And I feel like the heroes I mean, it's so weird, right? Because I want to say Team Drip, I want you to draft a stronger bot lane. I want to see you answer the aggression of Go Fake and Lanky, right? But Witch Doctor and Luna is a pretty strong lane. I feel like they just got caught out a bit too many times on Lugano.
Yeah, it's like, I guess he was kind of not playing the right side of the lane, right? If as long as that Witch Doctor's isolated, that's the only time he's under any real threat. Because you can always break up the double stun with the Luna just like piling in damage with the Maledict, and then suddenly that person's forced to run away.
Indeed.
Especially if it's hidden. Tiny Wind Ranger bands are targeted against Zackman, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And they
Those
yeah.
two targeted Zackman bans, but they actually banned the Earthshaker again, so maybe just a hero that they don't like playing against Team Drip. And a lot pick up the Witch Doctor for themselves, which on paper might seem like a deny pick from Lugano, but Livoshka is a very strong Witch Doctor player herself, baby. Has that in the back pocket.
Yep, seen that many times.
And like we said, Witch Doctor
2 points in
relatively safe.
beauty, run at them.
It literally is like, yo, Lugano, pass me that shit. Let me show you how it's done.
Wait, this is like the EA play, right? You just beat their Witch Doctor, yeah, you play it, win again. That's
yeah,
like
that's like
insult to injury, right there.
emotional damage. Actually, that's like some shit. That's like, dude, you know the bro, yesterday I played a bunch of ranked matches. Like, tell me there is no better feeling than like losing in one game and then people flaming you, and then you just beat them, like completely crush them the next game. That feels
Yes.
so bad. Oh, dude, my soul was so satisfied. But they're gonna pick a Snapfire here, which is quite a comfort pick for them on both Ryze and Lugano, if I'm not wrong. But Lugano is usually the one who plays this, so a very strong support in the lane who can really enable a lot of aggression and contribute to team fights as well. The Mortimer's Kisses. Whenever you see the Witch Doctor channeling his ulti, you can either Snapfire Cookie someone straight onto his head, or you can just send kisses flying his way. He's like, oh shit, what do I do now? A Skywrath
Yeah,
Mage,
Snapfire is a very strong support. Early Skywrath. And the
Yeah.
mods is secured for the first phase.
Oh, okay, alright. I mean, I hate to call it here, but... yeah, I mean,
I guess they were expecting it to get banned, so they just pick it now, right?
yeah, I think it's a
well.
fine first pick, especially since you know Snapfire and Skywrath Mage are coming. Of course, Skywrath Mage is a hero that doesn't care about the arena. The arena doesn't actually block the projectiles.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
on top of that, like, it's an instant silence can break up the arena combo really easily. So there's that too.
Yeah, so it's all on how fast Ryze can click, right? I feel like he was a bit limited based on the Mirana pick earlier on because he needed someone to set up for him, but he's definitely going to be able to kind of get himself into good positions. In a way, he still kind of needs someone to set up his Mystic Flare, but that's not if he can get an Athos himself, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. Dude, this draft has been going very fast from Analog, Jesus.
Yeah, they know exactly what they want. Same for the side of Team Drip. The band's coming out fast and furious right now. ODPL banned from their side, and in response, Faceless Void, Drow, and the Slaughter.
Do you think the Slaughter was particularly good this game?
I think the Slaughter along with Snapfire is just so much goddamn minus armor that you just roll over them, right? And like, you just imagine Skywrath Mage with a Slaughter, like Witch Doctor is not laning. Witch Doctor is not laning anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dude, a Spectre ban is also targeted on Batman. I think he's like level 20 Dota plus in Spectre, right?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's another Batman hero, so now his main heroes all banned out, PL, Bristleback, and the Spectre. We're gonna have to see what he pulls out. I mean, most likely his hero is gonna be pulled out in the second phase, right? Because I think they will leave like last pick for like Snoopy or something like that.
Snoopy. I think so, yeah.
Both, I mean, no Hoodwink bans, but I guess they didn't really attribute the Hoodwink to like a big part of their victory. But I mean, we've already seen how well those two players combo up together, right? I mean, whether it's Lanky, whether it's Bamboozler, this Mask Hoodwink combo is something that they very highly, value. And I would be surprised if they don't pick it here. Okay, they pick a...
Abaddon, so that's the save for the things, I guess.
Oh no, is this an offlane Abaddon? You know how I
could
feel...
still be a Sky mid for Zachman. Let's hold out hope. But
Okay, but
I
you
feel
see,
like in terms of position 3s that can really do stuff on the map, you don't consider Abaddon one of them, right?
yeah, and Abaddon I feel like doesn't add anything to this draft currently. Yes, you have a save for like maybe the spear, but you can't actually purge Maledict. You don't do anything on the map. You don't threaten a Witch Doctor. You eat shit in lane versus Witch Doctor. I was gonna say like, oh, you know, if they combo this Skyref mage with like an oppressive laner, no matter who like Snapfire and Skyref are both heroes that enable such heavy aggression, right? But there's nothing that really stops a Witch Doctor just from casking you and walking away as Abaddon. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just so easily kiteable as a 3.
Yeah, and the thing about the Witch Doctor stun is that it's very weird against Abaddon because just because you shield someone doesn't stop them from being stunned again by a bounce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you can purge the first bounce, but then the next one comes and you're still stunned anyways. It's like, well, I kind of wasted my shield.
Yeah, I really don't like this pick from the side of Team Drip, but maybe they know something I don't, right? If they're picking it so confidently. Of course, like we said, we can still hold out hope that this is a Skyref mid and maybe like an Abaddon 5, Snapfire 4. But it's immediately gonna be the Hoodwink pick. Everyone is surprised by this. This is a huge surprise. Nobody saw this coming. Who would have thought? Smile.
Okay, so one thing we can note is that because we haven't seen Lanky play, like, we don't have to be worried about like these 2-minute rotations coming from before like we do against Gisler, because he's trained to do that multiple times over in the season, not just against us. But it does mean that whoever they pick in mid lane, whether it's a Skyraft or someone else, it's not going to be as fragile as it might be.
This looks like a Snoopy baby.
There was a lot of support pressure.
This looks like a Snoopy baby mid Spirit Breaker if I've ever seen one.
Potentially, I don't see it being a Batman hero.
I mean, you pick Life Stealer, right? That's your carry, and sure, it can lane up decently against the Mask Hoodwink, but I feel like Mask Hoodwink just out-trades you in the lane, right? Like, you can't stand up against it, and later in the game, even if you have Rage, you can't actually do anything against Spirit Breaker. He just charges, just Nether Strikes. Rage or not, and he just doesn't care about anything in this fight. Like, he actually doesn't care about anything that they have.
Team Drip, there's no Rage TP against the Spirit Breaker, right?
Yeah, it's so weird because Team Drip, like, what does their draft have right now? They don't have team fight. They don't really have catch. They have a nice little...
They don't have tower damage either.
They have like
they can't split the map.
Yeah, they have like bits and pieces of things, but I don't like... I mean, it really relies on this guy. They don't have a carrier for their Life Stealer as well. Maybe that's gonna be a Spirit pick in the later, like in the last pick for Zachman.
Which is why they're banning Storm Spirit right now.
Yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit is a Zachman specialty as well, so respect coming out, of course. But now Zachman's hero pool, I mean, I'm sure it's not very small, but I mean, all the signatures being banned out, they decide to discard the Viper as well, and Viper would have been such an annoying pick for them, but I don't know whether they're...
What is the possibility of Hoodwink being mid and Spirit Breaker's the 4?
Not very good, because Mask Spirit Breaker is like such an easy lane for Life Stealer. Like, it's miles away from what Hoodwink can do in the lane. Like, can you imagine you're playing Spirit Breaker Mars, right? And then literally one cookie and you're done. Like, that's it.
Yeah, it does sound quite volatile, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they could play Spirit Breaker safe, but that's kind of ass. I mean, anything against an Abaddon off lane is just free real estate, right? Like, you don't care about that. Yeah. Abaddon does nothing, bro.
Poison's done it.
I hate Abaddon 3, like, I'm just gonna go on and say it. The thing is, I used to be an Abaddon 3 player back when it was good, back when you could rush Blacks and really dominate, but like, that's not the case anymore. They end up banning out the Park, which could have been a really good tempo controller. I mean, they don't really have any ways of manually triggering Coil, or they don't, but the Coil, Snapfire, Mortimer's Kisses combo really just kind of locks them all down and rips them apart, right? So that would be a really good combo. They ban it out though, Analog.
It's also a nice, like, you're probably not coiling Breaker that much, but is a way to stop charges if need be, right? And it, like, in the lane when you're kind of charging into him, I guess, or like if you're playing as a support, you don't really feel the charge because you just like press phase shift and it's done.
Okay, and this is a Weaver pick, most likely gonna be the Pulse one, but I like this a lot. The only real way you can get your hands on him if you have the Skyref. And man, I feel bad for Rice because he has, once again, so many people he needs to fucking silence. How is he gonna pick? And even if you silence the
You
Weaver,
can't
if he
silence the
gets...
Spirit Breaker once he's charging.
If you silence the Weaver, then what? Like, what's the follow-up? You know what I mean? He just walks away.
Yeah, I mean, this is so rough for Team Drip. Like,
Yeah, the Weaver's just gonna have free
I don't
real
feel like there's a
estate.
single pick that just fixes all the problems in this instance.
Yeah, it's just a long list. But of course, like we said earlier on, we looked at Team Drift's draft and we were scratching our heads as well. But they made it work. Obviously, they know something we don't, and if they're picking these heroes, it's fair to say they're probably confident. Let's keep in mind that this Team Drip lineup is one that have played together for a very, very long time. So they should know each other and what they can do in and out. If this is the pick that they opt to go for, I'm sure they have something up their sleeve. As to whether it's anything effective, we'll have to wait for the game to find out. But there are 40 seconds left to pick their Zackman hero.
You know who would be good here? Like, just pick a cheese hero like Aquawater and like pray it works, right?
Queen of Pain, smile.
Husker might not be bad.
Oh,
You're dealing with the break from Spirit Breaker, but...
That's true, and you never care about the Weaver. Morphling?
They pick Morpheus. That counts. That counts. I guess. I mean, so much is dependent on the Morphling though. Like, they're lacking catch, so if you want catch, you've got to morph into Master Spirit Breaker and use that for your catch.
So, so one thing about...
Like, that's so hard to execute.
One thing that is about Morphling, I'm not sure whether you are very, or at least familiar with Morphling yourself, but the thing about Morphling is that
Morphling,
he's really good against heroes that don't... Oh, okay, so question answered, your prediction was right. It's gonna be Lanky Spirit Breaker 4 and Snoopy Baby Hoodwink mid.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know whether this was the plan all along, but either way, I like this lane setup against the Morphling, right? Because as a Spirit Breaker, the Morphling's gonna have free real estate, you can't actually pressure him, but the Hoodwink can actually do so much with the mid farm and the relatively free lane from the Morphling mid. And it is gonna be
the early level is like super rough.
What do you do? Like, as in you have a Skyref and then you're just Abaddon, like what are you gonna do?
And you're dealing with Weaver, you can't purge Weaver bugs, you're gonna take like 100 damage a hit, it's gonna insta-pop your shield.
Yeah. And
on top of Maledict as well.
Yeah, dude, it's not looking too pretty. You can't purge that Maledict, but of course, Team Drip down but not out. One game down. First game went over to the way of Analog with their perfect Analog draft. They've given some parts of it up again. The Go Fig and Snoopy Baby. I mean, they picked the same heroes, but in slightly different lanes. But still very familiar for their side. And ooh, look at that Lanky Spirit Breaker.
24 and 7.
We're gonna have to see whether he can pull something
That's
up.
intense.
I mean, this guy, he knows exactly what he needs to do on that Spirit Breaker, right? But look at Zackman on that Morphling. Last match 23-3. As we get into game number 2, the first game easily taken by the side of Analog with their superior coordination, team fight, and all around just familiarity with their own draft, right? But here we're gonna have to see whether Team Drip can fire back with a bit of spice of their own between Morphling mid and Abaddon off lane. We're gonna have to see what the game plan is for them, because frankly I have no clue. So introducing the side of Team Drip here, the captain, the mid laner, the man of the hour. Put in so much work on that Queen of Pain. We're gonna have to see whether he can repeat that performance. He's gonna have to on this Morphling mid. Zackman 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And, yeah, 7, 8. And Life Stealer, played by Smoke, up in this position 1, probably alongside this Logano, Snap 5, Pause 5 here, starting with Blightstone. Looking for that early lane dominance. Rise on this Skyref Mage. Forgot that hero's name for a moment, that's a bit shameful of me. And Big Iron, last but not least, on this off-lane Abaddon. I feel immense shame, but that's not my problem. We're gonna have to see how he deals with that.
Yeah, on the side of Analog, we have GoFake on his Mars again. Insane performance last game, and we'll see how it goes this one. We have Snoopy Baby playing the Hoodwink this time. They've departed from the position 4 Hoodwink, that's been kind of a staple for them, and interested to see how he goes. We have Lanky playing the position 4 Spirit Breaker, a very popular hero in the meta right now. We have Batman playing Weaver position 1, also a popular hero, and finally we have Lavoshka playing the classic Witch Doctor. Batman's taking a lot of damage, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 Shikuchi really like so long and painful cooldown to deal with, but I'm sure Lavoshka is gonna keep him topped up. Of course, apart from that, he really doesn't have anything to be scared about. As long as he doesn't pop out on the wrong side of the lane on this Shikuchi use, right, he should be A-okay. Of course, that's where the power of the concussive shot comes out. Can do a lot of that, yup, that is. Just makes it so hard to walk up, but once you have that, that's 10 seconds down before you can do anything else, and It doesn't really feel that good. You can Shukuchi in to kind of secure this range creep. Yep, just like that. Like we said. Oh, you get it. Yep. And offlane Abaddon, ladies and gentlemen. Smile.
That's the range creep denied.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Offlane Abaddon, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
That's
overall,
rough.
it's not gonna. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of action in this mid lane, and I mean, unless Snoopy Baby really catches Zackman off guard, but judging from his stats, I don't think Zackman is too unfamiliar with this hero.
Yeah, I mean, that's a scary last game. Pretty solid win rates, right? It's 90, 60 or something. It's quite insane. I'm kind of curious how this top lane will go, because he said that it was like really hard for the Mars lane. Sorry, for the lifestealer, but now that there's double melee, I feel like it's so like lifestealer favored, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can
hit there and get all your health back.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually do much, especially if the cookie from Lugano, right? At any point in time, if he's in a bit of trouble, you can cookie in to stop. Okay. Some threat coming out of the rise. He's falling a little low, but no level 2 on them right now. Batman tanking a bit of damage from Big Iron. And yeah, nothing much to amount from that. But like you said, top lane, GoFake should have a pretty free time here. I mean, he's not gonna have the usual start of like literally 5 kills at 3 minutes, but I mean, he should be still pretty happy with this, right? Because he's still gonna get relatively uncontested farm. Yes, they can harass him a bit, but they really don't ever have any kill threat as long as he holds on to his abilities and doesn't throw them out all willy-nilly.
Yeah, I mean, that should be like quite a stable lane, as well as mid, right? Level 3 now Morphling, all kill pressure from this Hoodwink is gone, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a while for you to...
like,
yeah, you're not ever gonna have enough damage in Acorn Shot and Bushwhack alone to kill him before he starts strength shifting, right? It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not a thing. Some damage out of the Batman though, but slips into that invis to Shikuchi, keeping him alive. And now Big Iron, a bit far forward. The slap as well. Big Iron gonna get slapped down by the Thunderclap.
Initial creep denies, not the end of the world.
Yeah, not the end, but like that's your offlaner there for like,
rough.
and I mean they stopped the whole denying yourself the neutral creep death thing. That early death is really long. He's gonna miss like what, another wave of CS here. Yeah, it's gonna be pulled off, and like I mean he's gonna get that EXP of course, but oh, that's not where you want to be as Big not the start that you have wanted. Although honestly, I don't know what start you want as offlane Abaddon. Like I don't know what the plan is.
Not dying 3 minutes.
Yeah, not dying 3 minutes probably. It's a good start.
Dude, holy crap! Zackman's destroying them all.
Hang on, some action in the top lane though. We said that they're gonna have a pretty free lane, but Lugano gonna have to cookie away the Q as well. But the last hit, can Lugano can GoFake get it? The South, the Jukes, but he finds him. He finds Lugano. Where are the abilities? You don't have mana to work with, but the God's Rebuke is there. GoFake still makes it happen in the top lane. This man, an absolute menace on this Mars, can't be underestimated. And catches Lugano off the wrong side yet again. Oh yeah, and like you said, Zackman doing really well in the CS department, but as to be expected with a Morphling, right, you're just gonna be able to farm up with that high base damage.
Yep. It's like, what, plus the Falcon Blade is 72 for the Hoodwink versus the 90-ish, now 85 with the Morph.
Yeah.
Jesus. Like, this is just the power of Morph mid, right? Like, it's easier to contest CS when you have a damage disadvantage in the side lanes, where it's a 2v2, but in a one-on-one lane, Snoopy's just gonna get bullied on creeps. Really hard. 2 levels in waveform is... Oh, rip the range creep. Feels bad.
Some action in the top lane as they're just trading back and forth a little bit. Lugano firing off that little shredder. But bot lane still pretty quiet. Livoshka not able to kind of latch on to Big Iron in that same way. As I say that though, here comes the Maledict and the shield immediately. Gonna get that concussive shot onto 2 and ooh, Big Iron, do you have... Big Iron, that's
gone.
No, that's a level 2 Maledict. This man is dead. He's got shield.
Oh, he got the shield!
Oh, okay, he got the shield.
Nice.
Oh, that was close. Meanwhile, top side though, they probably catch Lanky out a bit too far forward. Yeah, caught him over here and managed to do the damage with the Rage, negating any save that could come up from GoFake. Has to be careful here for Spear back into tower. It's gonna be just fine, walk away on smoke.
Yeah, he'll just like end up walking away, and I think if he's... Like, if the Mars is ever behind him, he just presses Rage, right?
Indeed. Like, you don't want to tempt it, right? That's literally the only way you kind of like fall in the lane.
Look, we all tempt danger at some point, right?
And a relatively quiet early game compared to the first one. I mean, not that we expected a lot of action from the lanes on the side of Team Drip, but Of course, the lane layout for Analog as well, not really suited to kind of getting a kill. I mean, bot lane, the Witch Doctor is gonna enable a lot of aggression. As I say that though, they find Lugano once again spotted out alone in the wrong side of the lane, and I mean, Spirit Breaker is not really a hero you think can make these happen early on, but the power of Go Fake and just Lugano being a bit too far forward maybe ends up falling yet again. And I mean, it's only 2 kills for now for Go Fake, but once again, this Mars getting off to a hot start.
Oh, charge coming through mid.
Oh,
Zackman did fully shift.
Wait, what was that? The cancel charge and then earn instead. Ooh! Oh, okay. The shift is there though. They're not gonna have nearly enough damage to cut through this Morphling. He's full strength shifting. He doesn't give a shit. Nicely done.
It's just so scary.
Yeah. Like, when he full strength shifts, it's literally like 2000 HP. Oh,
let's just take some time to watch him like see us on 20 damage.
No, he's shifting back up. He's shifting back up. He's playing the numbers. He's playing the numbers.
Damn.
Yeah, no sharpshooter as well from the side of Snoopy Baby. He knows that. Already thrown out, so he's not gonna be too scared.
I would imagine like with the point and morph now that you try to like find some waveform into Bushwhack cover
here though, and like we said, these Beetles gonna do so much damage. The Big Iron can't even get the shield off. And the offlane crumbling as well for the side of Team Drip. We talked about it, the bugs, you can't get them off you and they do so much damage, completely negating the shield.
Mid lane could be out under threat if Snoopy's watching the HPs.
Okay, has the Aegon shot as well, but throws it out a little bit too late. Zackman gets the morph in time.
Oh, he didn't have the mana.
No, as in, he had the mana for Aegon shot, but he didn't actually throw it out. I guess he was just waiting a bit too long. Maybe he didn't expect that he could get the kill, so he was gonna save it, but then saw the morphing falling a little low. Because Bushwhack does its damage over time, it doesn't like... It's not like
burst
immediate.
anymore.
Yeah, it's not a
It used to be a burst, right?
Yeah. I actually don't remember, but...
Interesting to note, Abaddon is going 0-2-2.
Okay, they go get a surprise on the smoke here. He should see them on the creep wave, but doesn't... Oh! The spear a little bit late from Go Fake there, and Smoke though, getting the infest off. Ooh, that looked a bit dicey for a moment. Do you see that? He walked into the wall. That was a little...
I mean, I think that's it's what you do when you have a Snapfire, is like you run into the wall and it puts you in a position to get cookied over. Otherwise, I think it just completely misses.
Nah, because he already used the cookie.
Sure it doesn't lift you over.
He already used the cookie, that's the thing. So, like, he was just trying to get that infest off, but, I mean, ends up being a trade...
what happened is he got cookied over the wall into the infest. So I think that couldn't have happened if he like was dancing on the edge, because I think you have to be like right against the hitbox for it to work. Otherwise, you don't get enough vertical distance to go over the wall.
Right. I mean, you're gonna have to do some lab reviews for that one. Not exactly sure about the technicalities, but important bit is that Smoke gets out alive, still maintains the farm up.
Cancel charge.
Yeah, working his way. Yo, Lanky is just cancelling these charges. Like, he's like
morbid, but it's cancelling charges.
Yeah.
Morbid Mask is on a morph. That'll make his lane a little bit more comfortable, because he's kind of been having to play on like 1400 HP just because of how much right clicks has been coming in from Snoopy.
And I think apart
he's
from that as well,
rushing an E-Blade.
I don't mind this, but I do want to point out that it's also a tad uncomfortable because Lanky has just been like popping up. Oh, okay, a kill on the bot lane on the off lane Abaddon. I mean, we already knew this was gonna happen. It was gonna be a rough lane, but they're starting to really put in the hurt right now and do the work. But like I said, Lanky will just pop out here and fucking earn him for no reason. Like, can you imagine playing against? Ooh. Okay, here's the sound effect and it gets the strength off in time. That looked a little scary, to be honest. Yeah. Some action in the top lane again, the charge out, and the spear, they waited out the rage, and now the wall doing so much damage, can't get the infest out in time, didn't even have it off cooldown actually. And Go Fake finds a will, finds a way. Kills off the lifestealer.
Abaddon's Bond for the Midas.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I mean, you kind of need to hit recovery mode on this Abaddon, right? Look at his net worth, not looking too hot, but you're gonna be pretty useless for like a large duration of the game like this.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even look like his game was like the worst, right? Like,
No, I
Dude,
will
that's-
assure it's not
it's
not
like-
cute. It's not cute. Oh Logano, big money baby, just gets 3 bounties sitting
Highway
here.
robbery.
Yeah, literally grab the bag and get the fuck out. Go Fake already level 8 on this mask. Just this man an absolute menace on this hero. Like even against a lifestealer who's supposed to sort of be okay against him in lane, they managed to just get the kills. It's like is this allowed?
It's just go fake things, I guess.
Okay, the
What's
stun's
the fear
in.
about?
Has to pop the curse, not the curse of Avernus, the borrowed time. Sorry, forgot spell names for a moment there, but pressured out from Go Fake. And I mean, their one shining hope is Zackman over here on this Morphling, right? Still farming up, still getting his last hits and net worth top of the charts right now. Just barely over Batman, who's just been having an absolute. Okay. Oh, the
Snoopy
strength morph
can
in time.
die here if he's not careful though.
No, but yeah, Snoopy needs to be careful. But I feel like Zackman, right? Like his lane is so easy. He just needs to watch for the hoodwink spells. I feel like Snoopy has been trying to fish for these over and over. Oh, Go Fake, yet another kill. You can't go anywhere on this Abaddon. There's no way you can farm up safely. And now they're posturing onto Logano as well, waiting for the. Okay, they managed to get smoke on the bot lane and the spear as well. Logano straight up into the wall. There's the God's Rebuke. And here comes Zackman, but what can he do? He can morph into this Spirit Breaker, but opts against it. Just gonna hit some creeps. But yeah, that opens up the way for Snoopy Baby to pressure in as well, and things falling apart all over the map. They managed to get the fucking life stealer here. Like how?
We just drop the death ward on him bottom with the bugs and like again you can't dispel bugs, right?
Yeah, even with the rage,
It's
right?
just so rough.
Okay,
this
on the
game.
bright side, Midas completed for this Abaddon, but it's still is not looking cute. But use it. Use it. What the hell? He's not using
Come on,
it.
Abaddon, you got this. You can
Bro,
press it
what
with
the
him.
shit? Okay, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but
And maybe
no,
he's waiting
please.
for the big creep because it's like he needs the extra.
No, but it's not though. He like.
Oh, okay. Let's just ignore this Midas is happening.
No,
and,
I'm
like,
watching this Midas. I'm
Watch
watching
more
this
thing
Midas,
hit
please.
creeps, okay?
Okay, go Midas creep. Oh, there we go.
Midas,
Okay.
yeah, there we go. +1 level. See, we're just waiting for the big creep. I told you.
Okay, the charging
He's
Logano
actually-
though doesn't get the cookie off in time, and a nice little follow up from Snoopy Baby. Doesn't charge it enough, but the urn is gonna be there to clean it up. Snoopy Baby, no matter to work with here, and Drip ready to pick up a free kill if he's ever seen one. Zackman morphing into this hoodwink. What can he do with it though? The concussive shot and the silence not in time, but Lanky can't outrun
Nice.
that Morphling waveform. And he managed to get 2 pretty significant kills, one on the mid hoodwink and the Spirit Breaker who's been harassing him for so long. And this is exactly, this game is following a pretty similar trajectory, right? Zackman being the sole member of his team, just kind of keeping them in it and setting up these opportunities even on this Morphling.
Yeah, I mean that's some huge pickoffs. Like they just need breathing room right now, and like Morphling is sitting on top net worth, so like everything's kind of riding on him for this whole early game.
Yo, I
Otherwise,
wanna
it's like
yeah,
game's
he's
kind of unplayable.
he's kind of going for like a like Hail Mary like tempo build, right? He wants to push his advantage with this E-Blade. But look who else is queuing an E-Blade. Snoopy Baby. Literally matching him item for item here. He's like, you wanna do that? I can do it too. Okay, but Livoshka getting caught out in the triangle, wandering a bit too far forward, and Batman forced to bail. Zackman is hot on his tail though, has the arcane bolt for reference as to where this pesky weaver is, but the level 4 Inshikuchi means that he's gonna get out of this alive.
Mars is looking at him.
And Mars looking at him, but he's looking at a regen rune like level 12 Zackman right now, so I don't think there's that looking is just all about you can do, right? Like it's just that's just it. No, nothing better than nothing much else you can do other than
Staring
some
down your hit it in the face, right?
Rise though. It's
It's
good
like,
for on a
yeah.
silence, and Batman has to be careful. Where's the
What?
damage? Is it there? It is. They finish him off. They get the kill on the Weaver. Answered back is Rise though, and now Lugano in a bit of a rough spot. Big Iron is there with the shields, but Go Fake hot on his heels. Has the spear as well. Nails him to the wall, and now Smoke in with the fight. The Infest is there. Livoshka now in a bit of a rough spot. Alone, caught out, but the Acorn shot slowing them down. Can he turn around? The backup is there. Big Iron falling low. And they melt the Abaddon immediately. Death Ward right on top of Zackman's head. Chained up. Dead. Smoke nicks. He's gonna fall. There's a 5-man fucking team wipe at 15 goddamn minutes. This game is falling apart for the side of Team Drake.
4-man tip for Lavoshka. That was some pretty impressive Death Ward play, I guess. I mean, that was just like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Abaddon gets braked and can't ult manually before he gets breasted. Morphling gets stunned before he can shift away properly. And then Lysilla just like infested, but like basically delivered on the silver platter, right?
Yeah, and Big
That's
Iron
like
gotta be scratching his head there because as this Abaddon, you're expecting your ult to go off at any point in time, but then the break, something we didn't mention in the draft as well, he finally pops it here. They try to posture forward, they get the kill on this mid tower here, but Lanky will charge through onto 3, now Smoke, the Rage is down, Big Iron to fall as well, no ulti to work with, no HP to work with as well, and the rest of the side of Drip, they need to run. But Zachman waveforming forward, and the Ghost Scepter preemptive to try and just scare him off a bit, boo, you know, like, get out of my house.
he did commit for the E-Blade. I don't know about this E-Blade. It's like it feels so hard to use. Like he is snowballed. But at the same time, it's like the map state feels so hard for him to make plays. Because everything they're doing right now is like no
on to
defense.
Zachman here, has the strength buff out, but the death ward stopped away by that waveform, but Rise, he's gonna be the one to tank the death. Go Fake though, is there the follow-up, he is maledicted, he needs to be careful, the last thing could do a lot of damage to him, and there it is, Sharpshooter, not even needed. Go Fake once again there to chain him down and knock him out. Nicely set up from the side of Analog as well, baiting them in, and the Voshka, no fear at all on this Witch Doctor, this is exactly how you need to play. They don't want to stop though, they have their eyes set on Smoke, Batman inching forward, Lanky with the charge. The rage is there, but the physical damage coming out in full force, the pulse ledge as well, and where's your infest target? The spear gonna slightly miss, can you get away? No you can't!
Oh, no.
Cookie delivered a little too late, and the side of Analog godlike now on Go Fake. They're just sweeping all across the map from top to mid to bot, finding kill after kill, and they're not done just yet. Logano into the trees, no shield to work with, and falling a little low. Here comes the Sharpshooter off the mark there. That's gonna keep Logano alive, but not the bouncers. There's something to say about it. Yeah, they're gonna be okay. That was a bit scary, but they go back to this bot lane tower. Yep. Nicely done from the side of Analog. They're really, for lack of a better word, just completely blowing the side of Team Drip out of the water here.
Oh man, I don't even know what you can do here. It's like your game one already went bad, and like you were kind of staying afloat, and then this happens too. Like this is gonna be so bad for them, both in terms of like the actual games and like how they're feeling as players right now.
Yeah, Batman already has the Maelstrom. Yeah, I mean you take a look at the items, right? They're so far ahead. Like Snoopy almost at that E-Blade completed himself, and that's gonna just be so scary to deal with. They already have so much magic damage. 904 on Go Fake on this Mars just been an absolute terror, working towards that BKB. And the charge forward, the Big Iron needs to be careful. The silence out on the Batman though, and the Mystic Flare. The Hook Wink tanking some of that damage. Can he get out? The time lapse is there, and Batman gonna stay alive and fighting. Big Iron, no more ulti to work with, and has to get out. No silence available right now, but here comes the E-Blade, slightly off the mark from Snoopy on that Sharpshooter. Gonna just be okay with how that goes off, but here comes Go Fake, no mana to work with at the present moment, but this poor little Snapfire, no movement speed as well. They're gonna clip with the Bushwhack, but has a Rage available, gonna Rage, Phase Boots, toggle off the armor, needs to be so careful, the silence as well. Acorn shot, gonna slow him down, misses the shot though. Where's the spear? There it is! The silence. As soon as it ends, Go Fake is there, finds it perfectly, and the voice line to celebrate. 22-6 now, 5k gold lead isn't the biggest, but Zachman manages to find Batman, proving he is the better man in this triangle at least, with that E-Blade combo, so really nicely done for him, picking up the carry and keeping his net worth well ahead the rest, but I mean that's just a small consolation prize with the way that Analog are storming all over the map, right?
Yeah, I mean he is responsible for most of this early game pressure, but it feels like he can't really do much when his whole team's just getting run at. I mean, this is just such a rough map state to play. It feels like they're playing on literally nothing at all right now. And like, I don't know, it just feels like a repeat of last game where they kind of just kept at the mercy of Analog, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know. This is just
and Lanky, he's really kind of made this Spirit Breaker position forward, always popping up with the charges through the entire team, and it's just getting harder and harder for them to play. That once again, the shining star of this all is Zackman. E-Blades traded out, but the shield is there. Could have fallen, but nicely covered from Big Iron, exactly where he needs to be. And now with that Midas powering up his net worth, he almost has the mech. That's gonna be a huge little pickup for them in order, I mean, to keep the rest of their team alive there, and a nice little boost of armor as well. Side out Analog, they're happy splitting the map right now though. They're not particularly looking to get anything. Already all the tier...
Vessel down on Barrow. Vessel's down on the Spirit Breaker.
Okay, that is huge. That is gonna allow them to get these kills onto Zackman that much easier. But once again, able to be pushed off.
Zackman's hitting tower.
Yeah, Zackman is hitting tower, but...
Could be so bad.
Waveforms forward, but is that where you want to be? Walling out the Abaddon. Big Iron, he can't get the shield off. Can he get it in time? Pops the ulti to try and make it in, but can't. Zackman straight buffing up. So close, waveform out, they narrowly get that buffing out of that situation. But Big Iron now, he's under some threat, Maledicted up, and the spear forward from Goldfake as well. He's not done, he doesn't want to give this up so soon. The Death Walk finishing off Rise, gonna take down Big Iron as well. You can shield up, but you can't punch the Maledict, and that ends up being 2 for nothing trade. Zackman getting away with murder here, but here comes Goldfake. Can he find him? Spots him, but the E-Blade turn around the spear. Not gonna be able to find him though. Strength Morph was available, and that looked almost like a disaster. If they killed Zackman there, it most likely would have been. But instead, they just get 2 supports and they walk away scot-free on Zack.
Abaddon 3 is a support.
Yep, Abaddon 3 really is a support. There's nothing much else. Nothing much else about it. I don't believe in this hero, and I still don't see what it can do. Of course, finishing up that mech soon, but we already saw how kind of useless it is against this Mars, right? And they picked it into the Mars, which is like Goldfake. You can't doubt this man's arenas. Like, he just perfectly walls off the Abaddon, knows the range, and Big Iron is just locked out of the fight. Snoopy, ooh, taking a lot of damage here. Needs to be careful. But they want to set up onto Zackman. Yeah, need to be a bit careful there, Lanky.
Playing kind of passive around the Hoodwink, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Like that could have been a dead Hoodwink.
They're charging, but they should see this with a ward here. They're trying to make a go onto Rise, but I believe it was the Knights who was being charged, infested in, but they're gonna contend with a Skyref kill. Nicely set up, but Goldfake with the BKB and the arena pops it back onto Zackman. That was the waveform in. All you can do is strength off now, but it's just one Mars versus the rest of the world. He has the backup for now. Where is the backup? There is Snoopy with the 2-man bushwhack, keeping them dead for now. Managing to get off Big Iron, but Lanky now so strong in the fight, but they don't really have a lot of resources left to work with. They're trying to finish off Logano, but now E-bladed up is this Mars. Gonna get Adaptive Strike down, and Zackman with on a killing spree manages to get 3 kills. They bring the whole squad there for Team Drake to answer back, and all this while, I mean, Batman, he's I don't know, man. Batman, I feel like you need to be kind of more active in these fights. Like, I feel like it's been so quiet from this Weaver.
I feel like he's been present. He has like straight up died to the morph, I believe. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he got more like E-Blade combo by the morph, which is understandable. Like, Weaver is such a squishy hero, and he's still on track to getting the Scotty, so he's still quite vulnerable until he gets it. But that was a really nice fight from Zackman to be able to like get those kills, because like now if you look at his net worth, he's 2k ahead of both the Mars and the Weaver. And he's kind of getting really close to that Scotty, so he's going to be a lot harder to kill when he's like full IG shift.
Yeah, and we already saw how difficult it is for them to kill him, even with the Abaddon walled off, even with the rest of the team not able to help. The Strength Morph and the pure HP amount gain that he has. Meanwhile, Lugano gonna be picked off by Snoopy Baby here, probably just wandering a little bit too far forward, trying to ward as we see. But yeah, a nicely placed ward out of their sight, but Snoopy Baby goes for this E-Blade build for the burst, but hasn't been able to pump out enough damage, and this is actually what I wanted to talk about, because they opted to put the Hoodwink mid, and I was thinking, okay, at least Hoodwink can kind of scale into a core that does like quite consistent damage to his morph. But Snoopy Baby kind of doubles down on this full burst build, which I'm not really sure has been working out. I mean, it's getting the support kills here and there, popping out the trees now, but the waveform is there, and oh, Levoshka. Nobody saw that.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. I don't know. It's just a. I'm pretty sure that was a taunt, right? If I'm not wrong. Smile. Lanky with the charge out of the Zackman. They spot him out here, but full strength morph means that nothing else is gonna amount from this. Rise has the bug on him, but gonna be cleared off by Big Iron. Oh, the Acorn shot do so much damage and go fake in with the arena. The mech doesn't do anything. Big Iron needs to pop his out, but can't get out of the arena. Meanwhile, they have controlled Zackman out in the corner. Spirit Vessel as well, but the strength buff already there. Batman with the time lapse, keeping himself out of harm's way. And yeah, ends up being a 1-for-nothing trade. They almost get the kill on the Zackman, but once again, Skadi completed so hard to take down this Morphling. And we're starting to see a bit of a problem here. Weaver not really there yet, almost to his own Skadi. But they're starting to have troubles taking down this Morph. This man is getting a bit too tanky for them. And he can really start to run away with this game, right? Because the amount of control from a Witch Doctor compared to like what a Lion could bring is very, very drastically different.
Yeah, and like on top of that, now they have this Abaddon 3 who like his own game has been kind of like, I don't know, so what's the polite word for it? Like
literally has no game. He has no game. Like, let's be real.
Like late game Morphling with an Abaddon next to him is like kind of a dream. And he has the extra magic res, like the magic damage add from Sky.
They smoke over a ward though, so they know that they're coming. They're tipping out immediately. Analog, they want to ditch, but here comes the E-Blade as well. Go Fake doesn't have the BKB to work with and gonna get melted down by the magic damage. Catching the Mars in between his BKB charge. Very nicely done from the side of Team Drip.
Nice pick off.
Hey, what's up, Cold Bloody in chat? Smile. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you here. This is the funny part about like casting in the day, right? In like my time, because everybody who knows me, not from like Dota, is here, and they're all just like, "What is he talking about?"
Imagine having friends.
Yeah, couldn't be me actually, but smile. Yeah, but that was a really nice pick off from
my friend. You literally have people in chat.
Yeah, but very nice pick off from the side of Team Drip here, right? They managed to pick off the Mars, and we saw the BKB. If he managed to get it off and arena all four of them, there could have been curtains like immediately, right? But they're evening out the gold lead. 2k now, 27. It's basically nothing. Midas going to work. Oh, the E-Blade! The break! Oh, but pops the ulti in time. Holy shit, that was scary. But the Mystic Flare as well.
He's learned his lesson. Third time he popped the ult manually. Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what we talked about this entire game. It's so hard to play for this Skyrim. Yes, he has the Athos, but like, you just walk away on everybody. You don't give a shit. And Kaya completed now. This is Snoopy really leaning into the pure like magic burst build. Oh, there's a DD rune. The ping's out immediately. They see it on the side of Team Drip and they're heading forward immediately. Trying to get it onto smoke, I believe. Are they? I mean, Deso, Armlet, and Sanj and Yasha completed now for smoke, so he definitely is a force to be reckoned with. They see Snoopy though, the scurry is in time, and they don't have catch. The cookie was a bit too late, and now scurrying around is Snoopy. Is A-okay. What is this weird tussle in the trees? They dust as well. What is going on? Just completely ankles broken by Snoopy, baby. Catch Big Iron here. Nicely done. I thought that was going to be a kill for sure. The Bochka walking a bit too far forward, but Zackman, that's the waveform in. Rage as well. BKB spot, but the break is on to this Morphling. Can they take him down? Strength Mob is up. Big Iron with the heal, but Zackman, he's going to fall. There's the Morphling down. Batman is the answer though. The Weaver gonna drop, and where is the damage? Snoopy baby, that's all of your spells out. That's the Hoodwink ulti used already, and here comes the Multimus Kisses. They clean up Go Fade. No BKB to work with, and they spot out this Hoodwink as well. But without the Scarif Mage in position, they can't actually make anything happen, and it ends up being a 3-for-1 trade. They managed to get the big bad Morphling, but it ends up being pretty good for them overall. They managed to get Batman as well as that huge Mars. The charge through though, Lanky doesn't want to give it up just yet. The cookie forward once again, slightly off the mark, and a Bushwhack as well. E-Blade perched off by the Rage, and they have to run away. The Acorn shot doing a bit too much damage for them. They'll be happy.
This is the issue with like E-Blade against Dispels, right? It's just super hard to use.
Yeah, that's so weird that he would get E-Blade, because I feel like everyone can like Rage Dispel, Abaddon Dispel. Like Morphling doesn't really give a shit about that. Like, I don't know. I don't really know about this build. But this is the decision that they've gone for, and we're starting to see like kind of the weaknesses of the build, right? Because when you have used all your smoke, nothing to see here, just a farm, smile. Yeah, but we're starting to see the weaknesses of this build, because once your spells are like, once your sharpshooter is down, the E-Blade suddenly doesn't really do as much, because you can't negate your own damage with the Acorn shot, right? Like, because it's physical. So it's like, it's like a bit counterintuitive. Like the rest of your team also does a lot of physical damage between the Weaver as well as the Mars, so like makes the fights a little bit strange, to say the least.
Maybe if Hoodwink gets a Dagon 5?
Idea.
Oh,
Okay, and Arena
Morph
into
with-
mid though, they've caught out Zackman, but now he has morphed into a mouse himself, spearing the Spear Breaker away. Here comes Batman to bring up the rear though, waveform is there, but the bug is still on him. Lanky charging forward, where's the interrupt? It's not there, fully morphed up, and now Batman trying to come in with the damage, silence up. Meanwhile, the front line smoke chasing them away. Livoshka has to be so careful. E-Blade to keep Livoshka alive. Maybe that's an unintended side effect that we didn't notice. But Batman, both teams staring down each other in the mid lane, the spear as well. Just pops Big Iron's ulti. That's 48 seconds without the borrowed time over there. And both teams just step away from that engagement.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
I guess Morphling's just a bit too slippery, right? Doesn't even have the BKB yet, and all their spells cast on him. I guess they, like, didn't use Death Ward, so that's good for them, but...
I mean, Death Ward isn't
it's
that
just
big
so
of a
hard
deal,
to kill
but...
Morph right now.
Ooh, look at Livoshka going for the big ticket item. The Aghanim Scepter
Hey.
queued up. She just wants to get a team kill with this shit.
I feel like it's doable. I don't really see
Yeah,
a way
right?
for
Like,
them
why
to,
not? YOLO. I would have liked the
Yeah.
Glimmer Cape, but who cares?
Like... he needs a glimmer when
Yeah,
people
who
are
needs a
dead,
Glimmer
don't
when you
need to
kill
validate.
them all, right? I mean,
Yeah,
both teams
it's
gonna have to
dangerous,
start to
that's like
look
the best
at...
part.
I think both
Very
teams gonna
soon.
have to start and look at Roche soon, right? And I mean, at the end of the day, we saw how difficult Zackman is to take down. It took the full force of 5 players and like all the spells being cast perfectly. Ooh, the damage so high. But here comes the arena as well. Can't get the waveform in time. It's not the shield that you really want, but the waveform out immediately. Rise on the backline though, being picked up by Batman. The time lapse as well to negate all the damage from the Mystic Flare. Out comes the Multimus Kisses, but interrupted immediately by that Bushwhack. Here comes the Death Ward as well, right on top of all of them. Lanky's gonna be the first one to fall. Fall inside the Analog, but the Spear back. Big Iron Batman, he's in the thick of it all. But that's not where you want to be on Weaver. 2 for 1 trade currently. Team Drape getting the better of that fight. And Snoopy baby, once again we talked about this, like no sharpshooter and your use in the fight is so limited. Zackman with a charge forward onto Livoshka with the spear away, keeping him alive for now. The last hit is there though, and the rest of the side of Analog, they need to run now. Go Fake, no abilities to work with. The Snapfire Cookie coming forward, trying to juke it but not in time, and Go Fake more than likely gonna fall for this. Doesn't have mana, doesn't have HP, and no backup from the squad. Scurrying away is Snoopy baby. Can you find him on Lugano? No spells at the moment. Clips him.
If that rebuke was like a second earlier, that E-Blade doesn't connect on the Morphling and Morphling's dead. But unfortunately, like, the rebuke hit the Ethereal and like Morphling lived to like 200 HP. That was probably the worst timing of that whole fight.
Yeah, and I do have to say, like, with this Aegis probably on the Morphling, hopefully he takes it. They're trying to interrupt, but no one of the Aegis so far. The snatch from Lanky! That's daylight goddamn robbery. It's still shining in here. How did they let that fucking happen? No Shadow Blade whatsoever, just walks in, grabs the Aegis, and what looked like could have been a huge advantage for the side of Team Drape.
From Snoopy. Jesus. Just to look like they were like
Ooh!
in the middle of losing all map control, like they get a literal like 5-man bushwhack, right?
Yeah.
They just walked into pit.
I mean, there's an argument that maybe somebody should have been standing outside the goddamn pit, because like that's literally the only way you lose out there. But I mean, because of that, they don't have the Aegis anymore, and this advantage that they could have really pushed with this Morphling timing with the BKB completer as well. Now it's
little bit
just
broken.
Yeah, it's a bit I mean, it's still strong, right? The BKB really puts a halt in a lot of what Analog can do, especially the arena and the Mars. But
Yeah. Because a lot of the fights, I think that's just tension, right? It's nothing really happening.
Yeah.
A lot of these fights are like premeditated off of Zackman getting caught by the bushwhack and everybody is like piling in on him to save and kill him at the same time. It's putting a lot of Drip heroes out of position. So I think now that he has this BKB, he can save himself from like the kind of just combo, like CC combo that they have. It's going to make their fight execution a lot easier on Drip now.
Yeah, and Team Drip now, they've surged into the triangle. They want to take control of this area, but they're being spotted out by a nice little ward here. Not cleaned up. But the pings are out. We see
Interesting they didn't
smoke.
D-ward that, because that's a
They're trying to
very
chase. The
popular
beetles are
one.
gonna pop on top. Is he gonna commit the arena here? Thinks better of it. Doesn't know what's lurking in the shadows here.
Batman has a DD, and
You
Morphling
see
is
Zack,
standing
man.
on
Go
top
fake.
of a
Those big
wall.
iron is right here. God's Rebuke comes out. Should reveal the fact that they have vision in the area. They need to be so careful though. The sentries as well. The charge out onto Zackman. Where's the backup? The arena as well. The spear. Where's the BKB? It's not there. Never strike. He finally manages to pop it and get that infest. Popping out his HP, but Rise gonna be the first one to fall in this fight. Go Fake looking to be the next. He's gonna get wavebombed up, finished off. Batman time lapse off to redo the fight. Back to a reset. The Mortimer's Kisses coming out, chasing them off for now. Snoopy baby, where are your spells? They're not there, scurrying forward. The side of Analog, they want to find more here. They've lost their mask. That's not the fight they wanted to find. Charging forward is Lanky. Where's the interrupt? Straight on the Big Iron. You have no ultimate. Where is the backup? Batman with the damage in. Finishes off on Big Iron, but that's a trade onto Lanky. They find Zackman as well. E-Blade forward. But the Maledict as well. No Death Ward for now. The E-Blade's working against him at the current moment. Paralyzing Cask out as well, but Zackman so hard to kill. And Batman, can you do the damage on this Weaver? Shikuchiing away. They don't have any vision. And it's gonna be a 3-for-3 trade. Ooh! The Sharpshooter in. And Batman with the Beatles doesn't latch onto Smoke. With the Face Boots and the Spider Legs, he'll get out.
That was pretty close. The Beatles were so close to latching onto Zackman. He was at 1 HP, that probably would have instantly killed him too.
Yeah, and
I wonder what Zackman's going to get now, because he's queued up the Daedalus, but I feel like Satanic would be quite useful for him.
Yeah,
Just being able to purge up the Ghost Scepter when he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone for Satanic.
Yeah, I think this is very smart from him because he needs that ability to kind of keep himself sustained in the fight, right? I don't think he can really rely on this Abaddon. 2 boots. I don't know about this build, but it's not been working out for Big Iron so far. And I mean, he definitely has an affinity for the Guardian Greaves, but they're not really serving him as well as he would like. And I really gotta go back because, like, Go Fake, I feel like he's been kind of holding the team and team fights down for so long, but there's only so much you can do at a certain point against this Rage, against this Morphling BKB, right? And the rest of the way, Batman and Snoopy Baby, they need to be the ones to do this damage, and they haven't been able to quite find it just yet.
Satanic on Mars will be a big help. I feel like a lot of these fights is kind of him frontlining, and he'll be able to just heal his whole health bar back.
Waveforming forward, but now... Yeah, Lanky being found out in the river here, or in the jungle, but they see Smoke, the Rage out in time, and starting to hit away onto Go Fake. Batman needs to be careful, gets the Shikuchi off before the silence. Holy shit, that was close. If you got silence there, yeah, I have to pop BKB or some shit. But they surge into this area and they're trying to control the bottom jungle now. Haven't taken a tier 2, so they can't get the outpost, but should get this bottom one in short order here.
Yeah, nice
yeah. just disappeared. Do you see that? It's gone. There's a DD here. They see it. They're coming back towards. They should have seen the Boshka place that ward down, but they're gonna get the outpost first. This is a huge DD rune if they manage to get it. And yeah, Zackman's making a beeline straight for it. They don't notice it on the side, and Batman has to run. And I feel like we really need to see this Weaver and the Hoodwink just do a bit more in the fights, right? And finish the job that Analog is starting with this Spirit Breaker as well as the Mask, but not having nearly enough to cut through. Now these super tanky cores, Zackman Satanic completed, Smoke as well, finished up that Skadi for himself. And with the tier 4 items rolling in, suddenly the side of Team Drip looking a lot scarier than they did a few moments before. We talked about how this Aegis... Yeah, we talked about how this Aegis is gonna create a bit of a window for them, but now it seems like the window has sort of opened itself up, especially with how farmed they are. Look at the net worth, Liboshka throwing out the cast, but here comes Go Fake with the spear. There's some hesitant to arena for now, but the time lapse immediately to disjoint that combo coming in from Rise. Could have spelled his demise there on that Weaver. Opts to throw the time lapse cooldown out instead, but they'll be happy if that tier 2 went back off.
Fair enough. I mean, everyone's up now. You don't really want to throw your lead because Morphling is still killable.
Indeed.
So they're just being careful, solid play all around. Like, yeah. I mean, that was just a really good pickoff and a really nice conversion into the 2 objectives that they needed.
And Morphling now, level 25, has the 2 waveform charges alongside the waveform attacks targets. Ooh. That is going to cause so many issues for the side of Analog. They're going to have their hands full trying to lock down this literal puddle of water here.
Interesting that he got rid of the Witchbane, because I feel like Witchbane for this spell would have been really nice for him. But I guess he does the status res, right?
Yeah, I mean the status res is king, right? Like at this point he definitely has enough damage and he can really tank through everything as long as he's not perma-stunned, right? He has the ability to kind of get himself out of trouble with that BKB, E-Blade and the Satanic. All he needs is to just kind of break out of his stun, and the Abaddon and, you know, the status resist is going to help him in a great way. We didn't really talk about this Lifestealer as well, but he has kind of just got back to the top of the charts here. Now, Batman and Snoopy, they're starting to fall a bit behind in terms of the net worth, and we were laughing at it, but the Midas has actually allowed Big Iron to sort of stay relevant in this game. Heaven's Helmet completed. They see Batman has to be careful. The E-Blade not in time, no detection, and Rise wasn't there to help them out. Go Fade under some fire now, Smoke popping the Rage, but Batman with the timeless back in, silenced up. The Aghanim Scepter, Witch Doctor ulti though, starting to do the damage, and the Arena as well, keeping them all caged in. Smoke, he's falling low, they get the Life Stealer, manages to take out Snoopy Baby on the side of Zackman here, but Debochka now in a bit of trouble. The waveform finishes him off, but Logano already falling. That's 3 for 2 down, and Zackman in a bit of no man's land here. Are they going to turn back around for him? Has the TP out, and they're going to be okay. They're looking at Big Iron instead. No borrowed time to work with, and that's all she wrote for that Abaddon. Ends up being a successful fight for the side of Analog there, and it all starts yet again because of the fact that they just have better teamfight tools, right? We saw GoFake, once he lays down that arena, it's so hard for them to fight, and crucially, getting the Heaven's Helmet off as well. It's so hard for the side of Team Drip to find what they want. Yes, Zackman picks off the backline, but what else do you have other than that?
It's just so difficult. I mean, I'd imagine Zackman was like kind of considering trying to go for that 2v3, but with the Halberd and the Orchid and Weaver, like Halberd on Mars, Orchid and Weaver, it's like super dangerous, right? Because you don't really have a way to get rid of that disarm.
Yeah, and something we didn't talk about as well, Lanky building an Orchid for himself, so that's one additional random silence that Zackman has to be so careful about right now. Can you imagine? Like, you get charged and then you get silenced, you're like, oh, guess I die.
They Manta style either, so he
Charge
got
out,
Data, so
literal king of cancelling charges here, Lanky. I mean, it's probably
Press
for the
S,
better,
win
right?
game.
Press S, win game.
because it's so awkward if you just get caught out of position.
Oh, Zackman.
Even if you have bulldoze, like it's still killable.
Zackman doesn't have buyback here, so if he gets caught
He
out,
doesn't
he's gonna
have
find
buyback.
Lanky here. Oh, Adaptive Strike.
Okay, nice.
Enough with the second waveform and the regen. Yeah. I mean, I'll just get all the mana back,
Oh, yeah,
no big
buyback.
deal. Yeah, now he has buyback. Thank you, Lanky.
Farming heroes, as
Yeah,
usual.
farming heroes.
Classic Zackman.
I mean, this game has, it was on his back for so long, 37. Now looking towards Roche, they know the Spirit Breaker is down and out. And they're gonna try and capitalize on it. The pings come out, they should know that it's happening. Because where else have they gone? Like,
from that, I don't know.
no, as in, like, look at the wards on the map, they're not showing on any lane. So they should know, but it's falling so low. Analog, right under their noses, Zackman just walks away with a free Aegis. And now X Sharp for this, oh, okay, X Sharp for the Abaddon instead. So, Curse of Avernus, I think. But I don't know how good that is, actually.
I feel like the more important thing is the cooldown on the shield going from 6 to 5 seconds. Just
Oh, that's true,
higher
that's true.
uptime on Dispel is like probably what they're looking for.
Right.
Could've
Could've
steal
steal
that
that.
one.
Yeah, I mean, literally dead.
Can't
If he somehow,
steal if you're
if he
dead.
somehow found a way to steal that, I would just like stop the game. Like I can't watch that shit. That would be so painful for the side of Team Trade.
Painful.
But now, this is what we talked about. With that Aegis, doesn't need to be scared at all. Can go in without fear. I mean,
Daedalus on Morph
yeah, we've already
has
seen.
no buyback.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Aegis, right? So he fully committed for the Daedalus buyout. I have to be so careful here because Go Fake has shown what a terror he is on this Mars with the spear backs. They need to be wary. Lanky there with the follow-up charge as well.
Could be called.
Go Fake, gonna get gone immediately, pops the BKB. Where's the arena? There it is. But already Zackman has strength mobbed up, the charge 2 on the 3, and Rise gonna be the first one picked off. Mortimer's Kisses coming over their heads, so Zackman falling low. Go Fake sustaining with the Satanic, and they're gonna be A-OK for now. Ends up being a 2 down for the side of Team Drip right now, and Zackman manages to clean up Lanky, but Batman takes out that Snapfire there, and now Zackman left alone has the BKB TP. Is there an interrupt? Is there a way for them to stop this Morphling? There is not. And he's gonna get out of that. That could have been a disaster for the side of Team Drip there, but they managed to get out with their important heroes. Whew, that was close.
At least Morphling isn't there, but Aegis used like that, that's like their one kind of window to close out the game is like kind of gone for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, and they're trying to search for more here, right? Like completed now with that Timeless Relic, they're really connecting, right? Like every single time there's one disabled, then so much more come in, and with that paralyzing cast, with the Bushwhack as well following up, it's so annoying. Like as that morph, you need to be up in their faces to try and do the damage, but then you're eating so many disables.
Yeah,
And
it's
look
just-
at Livoshka making a third orchid as if just literally telling Team Drip to shut up and go home.
That's disgusting. Stacking orchids. I'm waiting for Sneepy Baby Hex to come out. Another 5,000 gold, potentially.
Yeah.
Bottom tower is in
Oh, it looks like he has something being delivered to him right now. That's gonna be his boots of travel, but they've caught up Big Iron on the side. Has the ulti though, but stunned up is Batman. They managed to pick off the Weaver. Nice Abyssal Blade from him. Catches him off guard.
That
And that's your
guy's
Weaver
base
down. 90 seconds. Meanwhile, the base being pressured up by Zackman. He's wrapping it to his heart's content right now. Charged up. They need to be careful. That's a waveform away. Still has the second one, but silenced up. Has to pop the BKB if he's not too careful. But the spear. I mean, Zackman's not going to die from this, but the Heaven's Hell, but he's falling a little low. Pops the BKB. But, okay. What's he trying to do? He's trying to hit away here, but it's Satanic. You can't push it off. He's finally starting with lifesteal up, but the charge and disable is there. The Maledict as well. The Sharpshooter, Zackman, have you gone too far alone? E-Blade, but that just increases the damage of the Maledict as well as the Spirit Vessel. They take him down. Zackman dead, has the
such a huge
buyback,
kill.
but that's such a huge kill set up all by Lanky. Raid Boss down, and he's absolutely right. The rest of Team Drip, they need to turn tail and run. The chase so scary from the side of Analog, but they'll be okay with that for now. And nicely
little
set up
bit
from Lanky.
weird.
tower is
That was
Radiant's top tower is
such a good kill, but a little bit weird of Zackman to be trying to hit through the disarm. Like, I'd imagine your first thought as that, like in that situation, is to get out, but
No,
like,
I think
even if he, for instance, just waveforms through the neutrals, that will give him the Satanic killing. I think he can TP out, right? But
so. My
Try
thought
to
process is
manipulate
that
him.
it's so scary for him because of the fact that like he usually would BKB TP out, but you're staring down the Spirit Breaker, so you don't know whether he's just gonna bash you. So just BKB TPing out could just ruin your whole game. At that point, you disarm up, you pop Satanic, but it doesn't purge, and your Spirit Vessel up. It's just such a tough spot, right? You just kind of need a waveform, but you already used that, and from there, just honestly, it was just really nice execution from the side of Analog, right? They hit every single button they need to, and they managed to pick off this huge kill on the Morph, which makes the Team Drip game so much harder than it already was, right?
yeah, it's back to even net worth.
I mean, we were saying this all along, but like, Team Drip, they're still very far ahead in net worth. It's just that it's so much harder for them to make these fights happen because the Analog draft is just so much easier to play in these fights compared to theirs. Like, their team fight plan is so difficult, especially working up into like the arena, like everything that the side of Analog can throw out. It's so hard to
It's
play.
like
It's
everything
really so hard
rides
to
on
play.
morph, sir.
Yeah.
Any kind of like micro
Charge
error
out, Lugano
on the side of
can't
morph,
yet.
and like the game's kind of done, right?
Tap on the shoulder there,
Lot
charge
of
on the
pressure.
Lugano. A little scary, but that ends up being them walking away. The Aeon Disc completed on the rise, so he's gonna stay alive for just a bit longer, but not too long as we've seen. Always just kind of dying to collateral damage. The charge coming through, they want to punish Smoke for this rage though. Here comes the Nether Strike, stopped up by the Stylus, nicely done. Lanky gonna be cut down and killed. Nice little response there from Drip, they were ready for that one. Now Zackman with the waveform forward. Trying to get his hands onto the Morph, but trying to get his hands onto the Weaver rather. But
Hoodwinks,
bit too
riding
slippery.
top.
yeah, Snoopy ratting away, has that scurry camouflage, so just shooting away with the illusions, trying to bait whoever he can in.
tower is
It's gonna be Lugano. He could get a kill here if he's not careful. Just turn around with the Aeon. Okay, E-Blade out.
Oh, no,
Charging up the
no.
ult, but yeah, okay, pops the Aeon this. He's gonna be happy with
Okay.
that and probably TP home. Or still trying to pressure. Meanwhile, the side of Team Drip, they're waiting for the creep wave to come forward. But they're looking up the side of Analog that's really, really scary. Go Fake just holding his ground. The rage up immediately, they want to hit this tower. But here comes the overwhelming blink. Arena onto 3. Can they get out of this situation?
Nice
The Death Wall on top, and the Bushwhack as well gets 2. They pop them out as well, but Zackman is starting to fall a little low. As the BKB finally pops it, Satanic as well, but they get rise immediately. And Zackman, he's so low, this Morphling's gonna fall. Has buyback, but at this point, where do you go? They pop this big iron Abaddon straight into the wall, and now Smoke as well, under a bit of threat, gets the rage TP off. Thank goodness. But an absolute disaster of a high ground push. Once again, they try Go Fake, and Go Fake is ready there with the Arena BKB, and you have to wonder how many times are they gonna just let this happen?
I'd imagine they were like super prepared for that, and then just this wonderful cask just manages to keep them locked down for so long.
Yeah, Livoshka really a silent hero in this game. So annoying to play against, especially that Bushwhack keeping them together. The cast bounce basically a perma stun if you're not careful with your positioning. The buyback from Big Iron, but what can you do on this pos 3 Abaddon? Smoke starting to hit away, trying to do the damage, has the Abyssal Blade, but Glimmer Cape coming out. The Mortimer's Kisses raining on top of this Witch Doctor, need to be careful. The silence up, the Voshka gonna be the first one to fall, but they managed to trade out for this Abaddon. Let's dive back on the big iron. As Snoopy Baby hiding in the trees, they don't see. Yeah, he didn't press his ult yet again, broken up, and the arena is there, slightly off the mark because Smoke rages it off there. They find Snoopy Baby, but the arena keeping him alive. E-Blade as well, Infest in, but the Nether Strike is there, and the Infest damage does take off Snoopy Baby, but now Smoke, the last one available in this fight. The buyback there from Snoopy Baby, he wants to end this game, he knows they don't have buyback, and Smoke found out in the trees here. Rage is up, Rise trying to do what he can, but charge for his troubles, and gonna be taken down. You have a buyback on Lugano here, but you're staring down 4 members on the side of Analog, sitting completely healthy and ready to kill you if you show your face. What can you do?
Dire's bottom tower is fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are Dire's bottom.
Oh, that's so rough. It's just all the CC again and again. This keeps connecting on the morph.
And it looks like so many moments in the game, right? Where like Zackman and Smoke maybe they're eclipsing them in net worth and starting to run away with it, but it's always the teamfight execution. Lanky with the charges through, Snoopy with the follow-up Bushwhack, and Go Fake. How can you forget Go Fake with those goddamn arenas? And all backed up by Livoshka. So annoying with that paralyzing cask as well. And you just have a whole team of like killers. And how do you even play the fights? It feels like Team Drip. You don't have a lot of options, and Divine Rapier picked up for Smoke, but he's gonna be caught out here. The Divine Rapier not even delivered, it's on the courier. He's sending it back, but now he's gonna get Abyssal Arm and they're dropping a free Divine.
Oh my
Lugano gonna fall as well, and GG. That's a 2-0 for Analog. Holy shit, what a game.
That was so close to being in the hands of Drip. That one's gonna sting really hard. That was so nail-bitingly close.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
That is uncomfortable to say the least. And yeah, I mean, if you're inside of Team Drip, you gotta be frustrated there. I mean, I don't know how they'll feel about it, but if I'm in that position, I'm just like annoyed because on the side of Rise, on the side of Big Iron and Nogano, it just feels like you can do so little in these fights. Whereas the side of Analog, all their heroes just so useful in like able to disable, able to keep the fight up, able to catch people out. Meanwhile, the side of Team Drip, like this guy of Mage just basically faded into complete irrelevance, and it's not even his fault. I mean, Abaddon as well. Yeah, I mean,
dude, that Abaddon, like the break from Hoodwink kept screwing his game over and over. Like it's the same thing. It's like you expect your ult to pop, but especially in that very last fight, he gets bursted 2 minutes down with his ult available just because of the break from Hoodwink.
Yeah,
it's like
just
so rough to play, man.
It's so hard. I really don't like. I mean, there might be a game where you pick Abaddon, but this against Go Fake Mars, that really isn't it. And they're gonna end the game. Snoopy Baby even picks up the Divine Rapier, insult to injury here. But that's a 2-0 for Analog, and very well played and well deserved from them.
That was really well played.
Okay, so I mean with that, I need to once again go to the washroom because I've been consuming a lot of water. But yeah, that's the end of this series. We might cast another one, who knows, but
water.
Yeah, let's go for a short break. Be right back, amigos.
Sure.
Okay, there we go.